This tutorial is going to show you guys how to create an assessment group. To start off, make sure you log into your Digication account, and then you should be able to see this page. If you were already logged in and you were on a different page and don't know how to get back to this page, just scroll to the top of the page and you should see a home button or link in the corner that you can click on, and that will direct you back to this page that you see here. Once you're here, go ahead and scroll down towards the bottom and you should see assessment groups. There should be a green button right next to assessment groups. Go ahead and click this to get started. Go ahead and leave this alone and move on to title. For the title, you want to specify the year as well as the purpose of this assessment group. So for example, you can type 2016-17 Rank and Tenure Review. Then you can specify which department you're with, and you can stop here, unless you need to create a separate assessment group for each person submitting their portfolio. So this would be the case if each person submitting their portfolio has a different review committee. If that is the case, go ahead and just type down the name of the person who is submitting their portfolio for review. Skip down to short description. This part is optional, so if you do want to put a short description here, feel free to do so. Just click in the box and type in whatever you want. Then skip down to when is this available. This is asking you when you want this assessment group to be available. So this is the time when you get to look at everything from the portfolios. So go ahead and choose your date, your start date. This can be any date in the past or the future, or it could be today. So just click on the one that you want. For the end date, make sure you choose a date that is far into the future that allows you enough time for all the reviewers, including the dean and the provost, to review the portfolios. Anything that's after this date will be archived and removed from your list that you see on your home page. So after this date, that gets archived. The tools that you need are just assignments, so go ahead and uncheck everything else and click on Create. You're going to be brought to this page here where you see a checklist. The very first thing that you need to do is to add everyone that is involved in this review process. Then you need to create an assignment so that there is a place for the faculty to submit their URL. So click here to start. So right now what we're doing is we're adding everyone who is a reviewer as well as everyone who is submitting their portfolio for review. And then we're going to designate who is a reviewer and who is submitting their portfolios. So you can search for anyone according to their first name, last name, email, or their username. You can also do a combination of each if you want to. So for example, if we're adding the provost, we can search him by his first name. And when you're putting in names, make sure you stop at the last letter of their name. So for example, if I put a space right after Clifton and I search, the system is not going to recognize that as a name. So you'll have to make sure that you don't leave any spaces after names, and then it will search up everyone with the first name Clifton. Once you find the person that you want, go ahead and click on the plus symbol button right next to their name and it will add them over to this list here. So continue to add everyone that is involved. Again, that is people who are reviewing, including the provost and your dean, and then anyone that is submitting their portfolio. So let's pretend that the ePortfolio coordinator is submitting their portfolio. So I'm going to search for them as well. So once I find her, I'm going to click on the add button and it will place her over here. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm also going to add some fake accounts, so you won't be doing this part here, but I'm just using these so that I can show you guys how to work with some of these accounts here. So add everyone that you need. And once you have everyone that you want in this group here, you want to give check marks to the people who are reviewing the portfolios. So for example, the provost would be a reviewer. And let's pretend that this SLCC admin is a reviewer as well. So check marks for reviewers. Anyone who doesn't have a check mark is submitting their portfolio. And if you feel like you need to delete more anyone that you accidentally added, you can go ahead and click on this X symbol and it will remove them from that list there. And of course, you can always add them again if you want to via this application here, or you can go back to people and add them there as well. So I'm just going to leave this person here. And now I'm going to go save. Don't worry about this part here. All right, so you've added your students and now you need to create your assignment. So go ahead and click on this link here. You're going to give a name for your assignment. So for example, you could use rank and tenure portfolio submission. You can give a short description or some instructions in this box here. Then you can go ahead and scroll down and click on Save. Now you need to design your assignment workflow. Go ahead and click on Add a Step, and the only thing that you need is evidence. So if you click on Evidence, then it should say Evidence in this area here, and you can go ahead and click on Add this step. Go ahead and give this a name. So you can type in portfolio URL, and you can give it instructions again, or you can put a short description here. Once you're done with that, move over to the right side and you're going to select when this step is going to be available. So that's asking you when you want the submissions to be available. So you can choose a specific date by clicking on or after, and then clicking on the date here, and you can choose any date that you want. You can also choose for it to be available immediately. So make sure you choose the right selection there. Then underneath you want to click on this option here and go ahead and choose the date that you want the submission deadline to close. So after this date, there will be no submissions, and it's going to be dates down to that date. So for example, if this is due on the 18th, I'm going to select that date, and this goes by Army time, so make sure you keep that in mind. And then click on OK. Now you can go ahead and just click on Save, leave these alone, and now you just wait until people submit their portfolios. So at this point you would probably log out of your account. So I'll demonstrate what that would look like. So now we're logging back in, and we're assuming that some time has passed, and we're going to check the status of the portfolios. We're going to scroll down after we sign in and click on that assessment group that we're a part of, and we're going to click on Assignments. Now you're going to see a chart here with all of the people who are submitting their portfolios for review, and you're also going to see the status of those reviews. The key is here if you need to refer to that, but basically it's going to be either blue, which means that they have not submitted their portfolios yet, or it might be yellow, as you can see here, which means that they have submitted their portfolios. So if you click on a yellow box here, you can see the time that they submitted their portfolio. And if you click on their portfolio, it will take you to what they submitted when at that time that they submitted it. So you can flip through their portfolio and see the different things that they've submitted and do whatever you need with that. If you click on a blue box, you'll notice that no evidence has been submitted yet, so you'll just have to wait for that person to submit their portfolio. So that's basically it, and that's all you need to know in order to do your rank and tenure or create a group assessment. Thanks for watching.